Share to groups. Let me see if that's working. It is. Hey, Svenny. What you doing? Okay, so I still can't share to groups. Okay. All right, so good morning, guys. How are you? I'm all shared out because I can only share to like 3 groups. Good morning, Lori. How are you? Good morning, Carla. So we're going to get right into the forecast for today. We did the breath work in the Engelgeist group this morning. So for those of you that are in the Engelgeist group, you can go back and watch that video if you'd like. Good morning, Jen Nichols. How are you? Good morning. Thanks for the warning about the Gemini woman this week. Help me not lose my shit in my mind. Uh-oh. Oh, is your mom a Gemini? That's right, Jen. Interesting. I don't normally always do court cards as people, but I was feeling like in some of the different readings that they were coming up as significant people that might show up in the months of February for people. So I'm looking to Spirit for the cards for the collective for today, January 24th, 2020. Good morning, Jamie. Thank you for attending the breathing work this morning. We went for like a good morning, so I think you can do a watch party to those groups, not a share to get your content out. Oh, I'm not sure. I would have to try. Let me see if that would work. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? I wonder where Ducky is. I hope everything's okay with her. I haven't heard from her yet, and generally she's usually on and about, so I'm going to check in with her after we do this. But let me make sure she's okay. She's was not feeling well the last few days, so I hope. Hey, Jessica Farley. You guys, just a little aside as I shuffle these cards and get the energy together for the 24th. For everyone watching and those that will tune in at any point in time in the future, what do we need to know? Thank you so much for putting up videos in the group, guys. It makes me feel, like I said this in the group, it makes me feel like I know you a little bit better. It makes me feel a little bit more connected to you. It makes me feel like there's a human being on the other side of a lot of these comments, which I've always known that there is. But it's nice to see sort of who you are, how you sound, that kind of thing. And I hope that you guys use that as also to sort of strengthen that sense of community and that awareness of each other, right? Because like we're doing this work, the way that I see it, I'm going to just share this really quick. With this breath work, we're doing this work of connecting to ourselves and honoring our own light, right? So wouldn't that make sense that we would then go into the group and do a live video and sort of show people who we are? You know, flaws and all, right? Because if we're really finding gratitude for our mind, our body, and our spirit, it doesn't matter. You know, those feelings of embarrassment or nervousness are natural. But this is about owning who we are in whatever state we're in, right? I'm not perfect by any means. I'm an emotional hot mess who gets lonely at times, who has crazy cat lady with 3 cats, 3 dogs. You know, I go through it. It's okay, right? So I think of it as an opportunity for us to sort of, you know, own a little bit of who we are. So for those of you that did shoot videos, thank you so much. I loved it. I found myself laughing at Kat's video. Hey, good morning, Nate. Hey, good morning, Patience. How are you? Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Christina. Hey, Dead Mirror. Should you go back to school? I'm not sure. I'm going to do a forecast for everybody for the day right now. But Dead Mirror, I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to do a charming. And if you come back, I will pull a card for you on that question. How does that sound? Like, promise you that this morning's forecast is solely for the collective. So let's see what we've got going on. Fix that damn Queen of Swords. Oh, interesting. Let me turn the camera around, guys. So look who it is. And it's Friday. It's almost tomorrow's the last. She's here early. She's arrived early. If you guys go back and watch Sunday's predictions, she was my end of the week card. She's back. So let me put up the chat box just so I can see what you guys are saying. This is the Queen of Wands. She is no joke, kids. She is like here to touch base with us, to remind us of our beauty, our authority, our sense of self, our connection to spirit. She is a fiery sort of energy. She could represent for some of you as like a fire sign female in control or in power that you might have to deal with today for some of you, and that's a very, what I'm hearing is that's a very small amount of you. That might be just one or two of you that come in contact with an Aries, what are the other fire signs? A Leo or a Sag. But for me, this is, when I look at this as a forecast for the greater collective, this is about bringing in that energy, that awareness of who we are, what we deserve, and how we deserve it. Honoring ourselves from a place based in spirit and with the element of fire that is dynamic and beautiful. I love that she sort of is standing there holding her wand with her crown, her knowing. We have the moon up above, which would represent our intuition, trusting our knowing, knowing that we're worthy of all of that, right? Queens and kings to me always bring this sort of sense of self-worth to them. Queens even more so, I feel like, in a way, because I feel like women are such powerful beings, right? We don't necessarily acknowledge them that way in our society today because I think that they're so powerful. And I think that the male energy is a little bit nervous about that. So they've sort of, spent many centuries sort of downplaying feminine energy. When there's a reason why we call Earth Mother Earth, right? There is this definite, why am I going here? Where are you taking me? There is this definite sort of power in earth-based religions, and a lot of Christianity and things that are run by men now have been stealing from those things or shoving those things down and trying to not acknowledge them, right? And trying to say, no, this is the way, that's the wrong way. And women, to be honest, truthfully, have been treated like sort of second-class citizens for a large part of our history. When I look at this card, though, this is about embracing that. This is about honoring that strength and that beauty and that that authority that we can have, and connecting that to our spirit, right? And allowing that energy to sort of carry us through the day. I like that she's empowered today, and I love that this was our end of the week card, which says to me that the energy is here if we want it, guys. If we want to step into it, we certainly can. We can have that sort of awareness, that sense of self, that keen eye. This also is represented by this owl, which to me, I'm looking at that eye, that big blue eye. To me, it's a keen eye, like she's keeping an eye on everything, and she's aware. There's no joke about this owl. But I want to say this too, there's a wisdom with this card. There's an intuitive knowing wisdom that comes along with this card that we can have today, a place that we can operate from, that kind of allows us to sort of be in the driver's seat in a benevolent and loving way, but in a way where we get to trust ourselves first and foremost and give ourselves exactly what it is that we need over what anybody else says, thinks, or, needs. Does that make sense, guys? I hope that does. The Queen of Wands, as I've said before, is what MJ Cullinane, who created Crow Tarot and the Wise Dog and the Grimalkin Tarot, who I love. I'm a bit of a fangirl for her. I think she's amazing. She does, she calls the Queen of Wands the Beyonce card, which I love. And to me, it is that energy. When you look at the energy of Beyonce, she sort of owns who she is. She makes no excuses for who she is. She throws her smarts, her sexuality, her beauty, all of it, and she puts it all into this wonderful package and just shoves it in your face in a way. Not in a rude way, but she makes no, even with her songs and her music, she makes no sort of excuses for who she is. She owns her history and all of it, and I love it. And she does it in a way where she empowers herself and the women that sort of watch her. I really do believe that. And so I love that MJ calls this card the Beyonce card. So it's like channel that inner Beyonce energy today. Where do you feel large and in charge? Where do you feel empowered? Like connect to that, intuitively trust that, and work from that knowing today, right? She's here early. We're doing our homework, it seems like. I feel like she was supposed to come in at the end of the week, and she's here. She's knocking on our door like a day early, and that's great. It says to me that that energy also, I'm feeling that that energy could be doubled for us today and even into tomorrow, because she still will be lingering with us tomorrow underneath whatever card comes for tomorrow. So let's see what's coming on with the I Am Everything deck. Hey Anne-Marie, how are you? Good morning, Kat. I loved your video, by the way. Thank you so much for posting. I found myself laughing when you were, there was a couple of things that you said that your humor is sort of so dry, but I love it. I am passionate. Speaking of Beyonce energy, I am passionate. Again, this is card number 10, which brings me back to that number 1. So the focus should be on self today. There's a reverie about who we are and what we're worth with this Queen of Wands. So honor that today. Allow yourself to honor that. But it says, I put my entire heart into the people and things I believe in. My passion is a powerful force. It is an eternal fuel. I recognize the strength of my passion, and therefore I am careful where I choose to focus it. I am passionate. So the thing that stands out to me as I read that is I am careful where I choose to focus it. You guys, this Queen of Wands energy, she can be fiery and dynamic, and she has a lot of power, right? If we choose to take that power and focus it on the good things, we exemplify, and that passion that we see that sort of generates from this kind of Queen of Wands energy can imbue energy into good situations. Equally so, it can also be imbue energy into sort of negative situations. If we're focusing on where we've been wronged, what is wrong, what's broken, and only focusing on that and our frustrations around those situations, we sort of, that passion, our upset can be the energy that we're sort of feeding to those situations, to wherever we're placing our attention. So I feel like the Queen of Wands is here to show us, she's kind of looking at us and saying, okay, we get the choice today. What do we want to give life to? Right? What do we want to give our focus to? Utilizing our wisdom and our knowing and our intuition. Is this really serving us? Right? And then we look at that I am passionate card. Are our passions misplaced today? That would be the question I would ask you. And I'm not saying that they are. I'm not picking up that anybody is completely misplaced. What I'm saying is be careful where you place your passions and how you do so today, because this Queen of Wands energy is powerful, and so we have an opportunity here to place our passions in really good things and our focus in really good things, in things we deserve, but we have to believe that. We have to be passionate about our level of belief of what we do deserve, and we have to own that and acknowledge that and live from that place today, right? And that's where I am careful where I choose to focus it. Don't let somebody's, wonky behavior be your focus today, because this Queen of Wands energy will exacerbate that potentially. I'm not saying it's going to totally exacerbate it, but that does have the power. She does have, this is my stone. This is the stone I want. Okay. Wow, this stone was like, no, you want me. It's focus, guys. Let me pull this back. So, what was I just saying? Like, be aware of where we put our attention. This focus stone says to me, be aware today of where we're placing our feelings, our emotions. And remember, emotions, if you're paying attention in the breathing work, the emotions are sort of the signifier, the communication from the mind, body, and spirit. We don't necessarily have to figure out where they're coming from if we're feeling them. If we're feeling frustrated, we need to slow down. Remember that we're passionate. Remember that we need to be careful where we place those passions, even if they're sort of anger or frustration. That's a form of passion. There's a to me, I get to this place of, if I'm not angry at you, or like I don't you can't get under my skin, it's like I probably don't care at that point, right? That's my experience with how I deal with people. If something just doesn't fire me up anymore, it's like I really don't have any feelings there anymore. It's sort of dead. The lines are dead, kind of thing. And so, to me, if I'm really angry, upset with you, it's because I love you, or you're doing something that really is pissing me off. But underneath that anger, it's like my frustration because you're not doing what I want you to do. Because do you know what I'm saying? Is that making sense? So sometimes our passions or our emotions can come out in weird ways because we're filtering it through the ego or wherever. Keep that in mind today. keep your focus about you today and focus that energy, because this Queen of Wands, she's no joke. She is, like MJ calls her, the Beyonce card. There's a lot of power, a lot of prowess and creative energy within there, right? Coming from the spirit. So we want to acknowledge that and be aware of that, and also keep that focus about that. This being a 10 boils down to a 1, keeping that focus on ourselves, on our passions, what we're feeling, and then, what do I want to say? Adjusting those feelings so that they're serving us versus feeding something we don't want to grow in any way. Okay? You're welcome, Jen. I'm sorry. If you need to call me today, feel free. Because you're saying thank you for helping me deal with my toxic mother-in-law today. I'm sorry. Hey, Mary Lyman, how are you? Hi, Melinda Lane. Perfect, jumped in at exactly the right moment. I've been doing that all morning. Cancel, cancel is my mantra. That's awesome, Melinda. Get it, girl. Lori Hill Mallet says exactly. Good morning, Ducky. There you are. Okay, good. I hope you're all right. Is everything okay? I was wondering where you were. Deep motherfucking breaths, Anne Marie says. Deep MY breath. Deep breaths. Awesome. So those of you, we did the breath work this morning in the group. So if you're part of the group, go ahead and go over there. You can watch the breath work video anytime you want. Hopefully it's interesting to you guys. If it does work or it does make sense, please leave me a comment. Or if it doesn't, or if there's challenges, things that come up as you're doing it, leave comments in the on the video so that I can maybe help you with it or answer what I might think might be going on. Either positive or negative, right? You don't necessarily need my guidance. You guys, things may come up for you or tools might come up for you that you guys might want to share that might help others in the group, right? So be open to those ideas too, because you guys each have your own light that we're all working on shining. We each have our own special gifts that we bring to the world. We each are individually authentic, and as we access those things, they can help others to access their stuff, right? So keep that in mind as you're going forward. Check out the breathwork video if you'd like. There is some homework in the group. It's not really homework, but it's just a little task that I gave to you guys. If you feel so comfortable as to do it, please feel free to do it. Just check out the videos in the group. If you're not a part of the group, message me directly at the business page, and I can, you can, what was I going to say? You can request to be a member of the group, right? I'll put the link in here. Request to be a member of the group, hit the request button, and then send me a message at the business page that you have requested. I may ask you a few questions via the business page, just because I want to keep the group a safe space where people can share, and that I feel like I have contact with everybody that's within there, right? I just don't want to be letting everybody in willy-nilly. So, Carla says, I hope everyone has a great day. It's always a nice start in here. Thank you, Carla. I love starting with you guys too. Mary says she loved the Capricorn Taroscope. Good, Mary. Thank you, because it felt really interesting to me. That was one of the ones that I was like, is this making sense to people? Capricorn, Scorpio was another one where I was like, whoa, this is a strange, not strange, but this is it was like this really odd message that was very clear to me. And I was like, wait, how can this message sort of this specific be for a bunch of people? That's sort of what I was feeling. Virgo got me a little bit fucked up this week, doing Virgo last night too. Virgo really nailed me a little bit, because there was some stuff that I was seeing in Virgo that was like, ugh. Also, my mom's a Virgo, so I think that was some of it too. That Lover's card like really reminded me of me and my mom's relationship. It brought me to a place of, oh my god. So, the dogs chased a squirrel. Okay. Well, I just was worried. I'm glad you're okay, Ducky. I'm glad you're good. Please, yes, Christina says, I will concentrate on where I put my focus today. I need that. Good. And your focus today, this is the reason why I believe Spirit is showing us that we are passionate and that we need to be aware of our focus, is because this Queen of Wands energy is here. She's not only here today, but she was here on Sunday saying, here I come. And we've had that Queen of Swords energy the last 2 days, which says to me we were working on our mind and sort of compiling information and sort of maybe holding back on how we thought or what we thought. Today might be the day where some of those passions or some of those thoughts come forward. We want to be careful how we choose to utilize them. We want to use them for the benefit not only of ourselves, but for those around us, right? Generally, as a rule, if we're benefiting ourselves, though, I do believe we are benefiting those around us. So keep that in mind too, okay? There is a definite strength in this Queen of Wands, and the fact that she's shown up early today and on Sunday says to me that this energy is going to be with us both today and quite possibly tomorrow. Even if we see a different card tomorrow, she's underpinning tomorrow. Good morning, Kelly Camp. Gemini is up, Christina, so you can watch Gemini. Do you feel there's a shift with the first chakra with Aquarius new moon? I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at that. When is the Aquarius new moon? Is it the 24th? Or is it tonight? It might be tonight, actually, I think. Oh, Lori, your mom's a Virgo too? Virgo got you, Ducky? It did? Okay, we'll have to talk. I'm going to call you after this broadcast. I got to get back out to... here, I'm going to turn this. This is just me now talking. So those of you that tuned in for the forecast, you can sign off now if you'd like and go about your day. I'm just going to do my personal stuff now. This is the way that we've rearranged this is so that people can get straight to the forecast and then get on about their day, those that are busier. Oh, please share out the video because I can't share out. I'm still in Facebook jail for those of you that are watching. But yesterday I went to the vet. I got a speeding ticket coming home. And I'm so bummed. And now I have to go back out there because the doctor called me yesterday and wants me to come and sign some paperwork for my insurance. So I have to drive. It's about a half an hour, 45 minutes. I have to drive the same road. I'm so pissed that I got this speeding ticket. I thought I was under 4 miles under the speed limit coming off of this large section of road that's 75 miles per hour. And I was at 71. And I saw the sign that said 70, but like 20 feet later, there was a 55 sign that I didn't see because I was just cruising along and I had the cats and the dogs in the car and I didn't see it. And as I came over the hill, there was a cop sitting on the other side of the interstate or whatever. And he came across the 2 lanes of traffic and he nabbed me. And it bummed me out. He gave me the ticket. I was kind of pissed because I didn't see the sign, the slow down sign, because I saw the 50 and I started to slow down anyways because I knew I was coming into this town of Eustis, Texas. And so I was so angry, I went back and drove the road because I was like, I didn't see the sign. Was there really a sign posted? Of course, there was a sign, but it was literally 20 feet behind the 70 sign. So I was kind of pissed about that. And then as I was driving back along the road, literally not even 5 minutes later, he had another man in the exact same spot that he had me pulled over, and he was issuing him a ticket. And it just kind of, it's like, they're like totally exploiting the badly placed signs. And when I called the court to ask about it, like what I could do and this, that, and the other, they said to me, oh, well, we're not in charge of the signs. You need to contact the state about the signs and da da da. And I was like, what a racket that is. You guys put it back on the drivers that we need to contact the state because your signs are poorly placed so that you guys can pull money for the state of Texas? So that your cop can sit there and jump out and grab people because you know that these signs are poorly placed and they come right over the hill and then they come into town? Now I gotta go drive that road again. I'll be extra careful today so as to not get a ticket, but I'm a little frustrated that it's $242 for a mistake. And the kick in the balls is that I was driving that 75 on cruise control at 71. I was 4 miles underneath the speed limit for a good 10 minutes prior. So it wasn't like I was trying to speed. Like, that's the thing. I wasn't even rushing, and I got a ticket. So these are moments when I guess we're just, they pull us out of ourselves and go, okay, it's time to pay attention. So I don't want to pay this ticket because I don't want the point to go on my license. So I have to go to driving school. To go through the steps of going through driving school, I guess. That will be new for me. I've never had to do that. And it's also sort of doubly frustrating that they make it so that you get the ticket and then they give you the link to pay it real easy like, right? But then to go take driving school and all this stuff, you need a notarized, sent in certified mail, notarized letter, blah, blah, blah. And it still comes out to like just about as much as the ticket is. It's $144 and you have to pay for the notary and the certified mail and send it in and blah, 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 and then pay for driving school and all of this stuff. So you come in at like maybe around $220. So you're saving maybe $20 and you have to go through all these hoops to get it done. So it's really geared towards, just pay the ticket and get on with it. It's a racket. Anyways, I gotta go back out there today. So... I gotta do it soon because I gotta be there before 12:30. Oh, really? Is that true, Jen Nichols? Because I would love to just pay the ticket and be done with it. Because I did not see the 55 sign, but the 55 sign was literally 20 feet after the 70 sign. So it's like, how do you lower your speed that quickly and come over the hill? And the cop was sitting right over the top of the hill. So it's like, you couldn't get down to 55 really and it not be like slamming on your brakes as you're coming up a hill. Right, I should have handed him the kitten, exactly, Kat. Well, I had a car full of dogs too. At one point, as he's issuing me the tickets, the dogs were growling in the back seat. They weren't growling at him; they were roughhousing. But I had to be like, "Quiet!" like because the cop was talking to me, and he was just like, "You're nuts," and I don't know. And I said, "Really?" I said I was slowing down, to the 50 that I saw. I said I must have missed the sign, but I said, "Really? Is there a sign posted back there? Because I didn't see it." I said I was on cruise control at 71, so I was underneath the speed limit, in the preceding section of road. So they're like, "Can you give me a pass on this one, dude?" And he was like, "No," he gave me a ticket. I was pissed. And then he says to me, "Have a nice day." And I go, "Well, you kind of ruined that. Like, I don't know that that's possible." And he laughed. And I was like, "See, that you're taking advantage." I actually said this to the cop as he was walking away. I said, "You know that you're taking advantage of people by doing this. It's unfair and it's bad karma." And I said, "Shame on you." And I rolled up my window. Because they do know. They're like totally exploiting poorly placed signs that bring in money for the state. It's lame. Anyways, it kind of feels like entrapment. Because the kicker in the balls was I drove the length of road to see where the signs were to make sure because I totally missed it. And I will own that. There was a sign and I missed it. But it was also 20 feet behind a 70 sign. And then it's like he was nabbing somebody not 5 minutes later in the exact same spot that he had pulled me over. So somebody else made the exact same mistake. And the lady, when I went to the courthouse, in it's podunk town in the middle of nowhere, Texas, she's sitting there going, "Well, people complain about this all the time, and da 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 da." And I said, "Well, if you're tired of hearing people complain about it, and you guys work for the town, and you guys have more links to the state, why are you putting it back on the drivers to contact the state about poorly placed signs? Why wouldn't you guys as a town take it upon yourselves to talk about having proper signage placed in your town correctly, so that you don't have to deal with this headache of people passing through your nowheresville town and getting in trouble?" Anyways, whatever. Good morning, Wanda Colby at Wandersea. So, I know, Kelly. I know, but I don't want the point against my uh, uh, point. Kelly Kemp says, "Pardon the language. Just pay the fucking fine. It's time to move on." I'll move on in due time, Kelly, when I'm ready, and as you will move on from any tickets that you get. Okay? And I see the kiss. So I know you mean well by it, but I'm still frustrated because I have to now go back and drive that road, and I get to go right back past the same sign. Am I annoyed? Do I have $242 to pay right now? I don't. So that's why I'm talking about it. But I'll move on when I'm ready. Okay? Thanks. So, anyways, that's what happened to me yesterday. And anybody that doesn't want to hear this, you guys can sign off because the forecast has happened. So, we've already had the forecast. So you guys can, if you're not wanting to hear me or you want me to move on or I'm saying something that's triggering you or making you feel uncomfortable, you can just sign off. You don't have to stay on and listen to me. For those of you that want to listen, you're more than welcome. But that's my little thing, and I don't have many people that I can share it with. So the humor in it to me is that I have to get back in my car and go back across that road again today when I was already there yesterday at the doctor's office, and they're calling me back to sign the same piece of paper. So I will be very careful with my driving today. May not take the dogs, certainly won't take the cabs, and I'll have to figure out how to, deal with the fine. I just don't want the point. So, anyways, I don't think it's fair. And I just sort of feel that at a very deep level. But whatever. Anyways, time for my soapbox shouting, right? What are my thoughts? Siege, Aquarius, New Moon? I don't understand, Anne-Marie. Kelly Kemp, that's actually very smart. Back to the grounding stone, focus. Thank you, Kelly. You're right. And where I place my focus is important today. You're right. Because that's what I'm telling you guys. But, you know, like I've said, I'm not a spiritual guru either. Like, I do the best that I can, right? And sometimes it's really nice when you just hold space for people, even if they're going in the wrong direction. So, allow me my moment, Kelly. I appreciate you trying to help, but if it, I don't know, it's just funny to me. This is like the second or third time you've done this with me. So I don't know. I know that you mean well. I know that you don't have a bad bone in your body, but if I'm venting, let me vent. Okay? Thanks. I love May You Be Peaceful and at Ease. What a beautiful name on YouTube. That's a nice name. Certainly not, what was his name? Satan is Here, or whatever the other guy that comes in and visits. Dan, totally would love your expertise on the Aquarius new moon. I'm not sure about my expertise on the Aquarius new moon. I'm not necessarily a astrologist. I'll have to look it up and see. I Google a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure. There you go. Jen Nichols is saying over on YouTube that it's uh, the Aquarius new moon is a great time for, what did she just say? First off, new moons are a great time to bring in what it is that you want and release sort of what it is you don't want. I think through the releasing of what you don't want, you sort of make a commitment to what you do want. But she says the new moon in Aquarius is a great time to set intentions for the decade, etc. And I think, aren't we in the age of Aquarius at this point? So it is the first Aquarius new moon. Go for it. What's she saying? Wait, what's Kelly saying? Oh, yes, you are. Because I love you. No, I know. I'm just like ranting, and I need to rant. Because the thing is I don't want to go back down that road right now. And I feel like Spirit is making me go back there a second time. I'm like, oh, really? Frustrated. If I get another ticket, I can't afford the one I just got. And it was a great day. I felt like everything was going fine. So, whatever. It is what happened. So, and that's just a little bit of my world, you know. Stuff happens. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Enjoy the forecast. Keep in mind of where we put our focus, as Kelly has reminded us. Kelly may want to start a YouTube channel. That's all I'm saying, because she is wise in what she's saying, and I am venting. So, I just feel like it's a trap on that road. It's not fair. And I don't like unfairness. As an empath, I get really stuck on, I will sink a ship behind what I feel to be right. My own ship even at times. I've done it in the past in my life. So I have to be careful of that. I can tell when people are lying. I don't like liars. I don't like thieves. I don't like any of that stuff. When it feels intrinsically wrong to me, or it feels like people could do better or aspire to better. And I know I made a mistake, but I just think that I wasn't speeding. I wasn't, I guess, but I really thought I was doing the right thing. And I guess I was wrong. So. What is she? Jen Nichols, you can see. Oh, Jessica is on New Moon, New Booty. There you go, Jessica. Dare to dream, girl. All right, you guys. I'm going to sign off because I got to get in the shower, get my shit together, and I need to call Ducky and check in with her. And then I'm a Pisces. Listen to this. I'll tell you all what I am. You guys can go online and do your free chart too, if you want. But I am, one second. You go into my photos, I'll tell you exactly what I am. I'm a Pisces rising, or not Pisces rising, a Pisces, like I was born into the sign of Pisces. But my moon is in Aquarius, right? which is cool because we have an Aquarius new moon, so that's good for me intuitively. My Mercury is in Pisces, meaning I communicate like a Pisces. My Venus is in Pisces, I love like a Pisces. My Mars is in Capricorn, which means I war like a Capricorn. Like I can argue like a Capricorn, which I like that I have that Earth in my Mars because it gives me the opportunity to sort of be like, no bitch. Jupiter is in Aquarius, so my luck is in the sign of Aquarius. Jupiter is the sign of expansion and luck. So that's kind of cool. And this Aquarius new moon, that could be a good sign. So I'm glad I'm reading this to y'all. I don't even know if y'all care about this, but Saturn is in Gemini. My Uranus is in Libra. My Uranus. My Neptune's in Sag. My Pluto's in Libra. My North Node is also in Capricorn. And then Chiron is in Aries. Ascendant is in Aries, so my rising is an Aries sign. That's why I can sometimes be fiery or a little bit forceful in my ways. Aries can be a bit demanding. And then I'm not sure what my MC is, but that's in Capricorn. So I'll have to look up what my MC is. I just did that the other night because I'll share this to you guys. I did that the other night because I ran Harry Styles' horoscope to see what his planets were in because I wanted to know if I was compatible with him because I love him so. It's so weird. I'm fangirling on Harry Styles in a big way privately, and I don't know why. I feel gross and old as I do it because he's so young and beautiful. But there's just something so sweet and charming about him that I actually went and I looked up his horoscope and it all came out. And then I was like, oh, I should do mine. So I put in the date and time and where I was born just to kind of see, to compare. And then I took a picture of it. So, yeah, that's me. I'm cray. Yeah, tonight, thank you, Jen. That's too. Tonight is the Charming at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That will be 7 p.m. Eastern. If anybody wants a Charming, please. That's funny. Please, we're going to have a charm fund for my speeding ticket. Help Dan pay his speeding ticket. If you want to make a reservation, please feel free to use this Engelgeist link to make a donation. And I will do a charming for you tonight. I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, the charmings are $25. And Dead Mirror, I don't know if you're still here. You asked if you should move or go back to school. If you tune in tonight, I will pull a free card for you, Dead Mirror, because you did ask a question and you're new to me. But yeah, so you can make reservations for the charmings tonight if you'd like. I only do about 4 or 5 of them before I get a little too tired. So I'll only take 4 or 5. All right, so I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go. Have a great day. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me complain. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit of a Wendy whiner today, but, you know, we all can't be perfect all the time. Awesome, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie says doing an energy circle tonight for the new moon will hold space for all of you during that time. Awesome. Enjoy it, Anne-Marie. Have a great time. Help me sell one of my properties. That's what I need. That's what I want. So I want so that I can move. Like either this house here needs to sell or the one in Mexico needs to move so that I can get the funds together to hightail it to Pensacola. So put that in your energy circle. I can use help at times too. Okay? All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later tonight. All right, bye.